Greetings from across the multiverse. Today I am going to have a look at the 1948 film Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. Larry Talbot tries to warn baggage clerks Abbott and Costello about the shipment due for a house of horrors, but he fails to do so. Abbott and Costello open the crate and find that it contains Dracula's coffin. Dracula hypnotizes a scared Costello and revives Frankenstein's creature, who is looking for a brain. And this is the main plot of the movie. Dracula hopes to give the creature an obedient brain, and preferably Costello's. Naturally, Abbott, the more serious and practical half of the comedy duo, is sceptical of all the supernatural events that are circulating around him. And added to this, we see Larry Talbot still seeking a cure for his lycanthropy, whilst desperately trying to put a final end to both Dracula and the creature. Shared cinematic universes are a new invention created in the 21st century by superhero movies. Not so. A century ago, Universal Studios' Horror Strand created a shared universe. Dracula, Frankenstein's creature, the Wolfman, etc. all coexisted. Each individual series followed an overall narrative, and each film within the series was able to be enjoyed as a standalone movie. But with this particular movie, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, all the different narratives merge surprisingly well, taking its lead from similar shared universe movies such as House of Frankenstein and House of Dracula a few years earlier. The Wolfman is still looking for a cure. The Wolfman is planning to destroy Dracula and Frankenstein's creature. The creature continues to be mistreated by others whilst he is searching for a proper brain. And this time, the mistreatment comes from Dracula. And of course, in the middle of all this is also a vehicle for Abbott and Costello's brand of humour. That the two different storytelling strands dovetail so well is impressive. The horror actors play it straight. There is total conviction in their performances. Abbott and Costello performed their traditional comedy routines, with Costello being aware that he is in a horror movie and Abbott being sceptical of everything. This is one of those movies where you have two different strands of storytelling running in parallel to each other. And it works. And it is so good to see Bela Lugosi once again playing Dracula on the big screen for the first time since the inaugural 1931 movie, Dracula. Many wish that his repeat performance was in a more serious production, but as I have said, the two strands just dovetail so well and it just works. Now, over the last century, it's been well documented that Universal Studios made a huge mistake by letting the public laugh at their monsters. In some respect, that is true. This is not a horror movie, but I would personally classify it as a comedy drama. But again, that is a term that wasn't in use when this movie was made in 1948. One thing that is interesting to note is that the film was successful at the box office. It is one of Universal's top films of 1948. Also, this movie set the precedent that in films where there are multiple monsters, Dracula, or a vampire, will always be the leader. And all this comes from a film that today is seen by many as Universal Studios jumping the shark. Yeah, right. And I bet you never knew this movie was such a trendsetter. And those are my thoughts on Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. Have you seen it? If so, I'd like to know what you think about it. Do you think it jumped the shark? Was Universal correct or wrong in putting the monsters together with Abbott and Costello? Any comments gratefully acknowledged. So until next time, may your news be good news and happy times and places. Farewell.